And without further ado, I want you to help me welcome the founder of Women in Small Biz and the producer of your Total Business Makeover, Miss Bettina Carey.
All right. Oh, man, oh, man. Woo! Oh, it's a great show. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming here today. You know what it took for this show to get together and to be here? It took every single one of you and all your energy, because I can guarantee you one woman's show could not have made this happen. There were at least 25 people just in my house over the last 2 weekends. There were another 25 people who asked me today, can I help, can I help, can I help? So I first of all want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. It's sitting right here, the thanks that I have for all of you. So I want to go ahead and tell you a little bit about the background of this show before we get started and how I came to be producing this show in the first place. Women in Small Biz was founded about 8 years ago, and it was founded because I was a little bit lonely as a sole proprietor, and I just needed some of my friends around me to kind of support me and tell me where to go for a good printer and get the paper I needed at a discount and things like that. And so I just said, you know, cronies, first Monday of the month, Duke's on Green Lake. Give me a call, we'll meet there, we'll have lunch. Nobody stood me up the first time. And I've been doing it ever since, for 8 years now. So along the journey, this little group of 5 of us in the very beginning has now turned into 800 women. And we are all very powerful, and we're connected through the Women in Small Biz Yahoo list. And what ended up happening was that I had to give up a career in nursing to tend to my little baby that had grown way too big. So what ended up happening was a couple years ago I started hosting events and things like that for this group. And my own financial situation began to dwindle because I wasn't like, how many women here in this audience, and maybe some of the few men that we have here, the wise men here, how many of you don't ask for what you're worth? Raise your hand. Don't know how to price it. Tell people things like when someone says to you, can I help? You know, you did something good for me. How can I help you? And basically you say things like I used to say, I don't need no help. I don't need nothing. And the reality is that's like putting a little wall cover on your end cap, you know, your power cap. So you got to open up that power cap, because when people offer to help you, you need to say yes. You need to have that reception available. So this whole entire show is about a number of different things. It's about receiving. It's about getting to the place where you ask for what you're worth and, you know, receiving that. It's about going to the distance with one another, creating community and connection and synergy and partners. The whole show is really about transforming businesses and transforming lives. It starts with clearing your mind, your heart, your clutter from every part of your life. You got to do it because it clears the way to prosperity. And that's my soapbox, and I'm sticking to it. And I hope you guys will too. So without further ado, I'm going to bring on one of our keynote speakers for today, Miss Linda Clemmons from Sisterpreneur Incorporated, and she is one amazing speaker. We met about a year ago at another event, another Women's Expo, and she and I have been connected like sisters for the entire time. So, Miss Linda Clemmons, come on up. Woo-hoo! Thank you, Linda, for coming.
As the story goes, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. He created the stars, the moon, and he said, that's good. Then he decided to create the wonders, the oceans, the sea. And he said, that's good. And he bent down and took dust from the ground and blew into the dust and created man. And man began to walk the earth. And all of a sudden, man became lonely, as the story goes. Then one day, God decided he needed to create a masterpiece. So he decided to put man asleep. And when man woke up, there was a beautiful creature that today we call woman. In order to take care of business, God needed to get a woman. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, and thank you so much. First of all, I want to acknowledge Bettina. Let's give her a big round of applause. Because you've got to have a dream, you've got to have a vision, you have to have purpose, and you have to have a passion, and you have to step out on faith and do what you feel in your belly and your heart to make something special. Now, everybody may not agree with it, but look what happens when you take a dream and a dream comes alive. You are here, you are special. I hear the music, usually it's the energy in me that gets things a-jumping. But I'm so excited to be here. And Bettina, thank you. I'm all the way here from Indianapolis, Indiana. And I'm excited to see my sister friend Cheryl. Terrific for me. Raise your hand, sister girl. Excited to see her. When I travel around the world, I try to be able to uplift, embrace, and empower women all over the world. I love it. I love it. And what Sisterpreneur does is empower women to change the world. That's what we do. But my specialty in the area of sales and in the area of networking, helping women come together, increase your net worth through your network. Now I want you to look to the person to the right and left and says, I need to increase my net worth.
I need to increase my network. Me too.
I need to increase my network. Now, how many of you honestly can say of your entire working career that $500 has passed through your hands at least 2,000 times? Show of hands. At least 2,000 times. Now, you don't have to be Einstein to figure that out. That's $1 million. That's $1 million. If $500 has passed through your hands at least 2,000 times. Now, I definitely want you to look to the person to the right and left and says, where is my money? Where is my money?
Where is it?
Do you have my money, Mr. Cameraman? Do you have my money? Giorgio, do you have my money? Where is my money? So if I'm here, I've got some good news for you. I'm here to bring you back your money. Is that all right? All right. I've got to tell you, networking is so key and so important because what it does, it allows you to develop and build relationships. You know, I asked my friends, I said, is your net working? Is your net working? Are you connecting? Are you connecting? Now, 1 minute, just 1 minute, I want most of you in the room to think just for a moment. Let's say it's the midnight hour, 12 o'clock, and you are in dire need. You're in emergency. You need $10,000 to save your home or to save your business. In your mental mind, if you have a pen or paper right now, write down the names of 7 people that you can call in the midnight hour. Write that down. Now, some of you have that look in your face like, I don't know who I can call for $5, let alone $10,000. Write those names down. Now, as you begin to write the names down, ask yourself this, who can I call? Who can I call that can be there in my midnight hour? How many of you been in a situation where you needed something at the last minute and something was pressing on you, be it paying a bill or something that you have to take? Has anyone been there before? Show of hands. I know this is a room of wealthy women, but has anyone been there before? Okay, so when you need someone, now let me ask you this. How many of you got 7 names on your list? How many of you got 10 or more? See, if you don't have 7 names on the list, let's look at the right side of the list, then go to the left side. How many people in your life or in their life have you sold into their business? How many people that you know that you have uplifted their business? So if you have not put anything out, you cannot expect to get anything back. Does that make sense? So networking is about giving. It's about sharing. It's about empowering. It's about enriching each other's lives. It's about touching. When I say together, it simply means to get her. That's what networking is all about. So if that sight is so short and you wonder, who can I turn to? Can you imagine when was the last time that you take the time to go by the young lady who had the boutique to buy something from her boutique instead of the regular mainstream store? When was the last time that a young lady that was struggling and she needed to get people to her restaurant? When was the last time that someone was selling a product like the wonderful vendors here and says, can you just give my product a try? Did you take that and sow? Because as the universe says, when you give, it comes back to you. There's a law into that. And we begin to look at things in our lives. We begin to wonder why so many negative things happen in our lives. Because some of us attract trouble. Now, my grandmother used to say, don't trouble till trouble troubles you. And I do a radio show in Indianapolis and a television show, and I have this segment, I'll Ask Linda. I call myself sometimes a chocolate Dear Abby. It's like Ask Linda, okay? And they call me up and it says, look, here is the situation, Linda. I'm involved in a relationship, and I've been going with this guy for like 10 years. I know he plays around on me. He hasn't worked in 9 years, but I think there's possibility. Now, how many of us in the room, we know that there are people that are in our lives right now that when you see them coming, you want to run the other way? Have you been there before? And it's because of the energy, right? It's because of the energy. Here's what happens here. And, you know, I didn't know if I was supposed to announce this or not. You all know that this may be the last year for this event, right? Okay? Were you aware of that? How does that make you feel? Okay? Now, I noticed just the look on your faces. I'm not telling the truth. I was just teasing you. Okay? But let me tell you what I just did. Let me tell you what I just did. You allowed me to get inside your head. You allowed a stranger to come up on the stage and to get inside your mind. We all know what happened a few years ago on September the 11th, when two planes were able to collide into a building and literally destroyed our nation, broke our spirits, and in the wee hours of the morning, can you imagine, was this something that was planned overnight? No. Was this something that might have been planned months ahead? Possibility. Do you believe that maybe there was a possibility that it was an inside job? Can you imagine what happened with Martha Stewart? And it's grateful that she's having her show and she's able to come out victorious. But the whole thing that she was accused and, of course, going to jail for because of a situation that involved an inside job. So the mind is so powerful that when you allow something to get into the mind, it plants into the subconscious, and the subconscious begins to act up on it. If you ever get up in the morning and you make a statement such as, I think I'm coming down with something, or it's going to be one of those days, what happens? You speak it into existence. Does that make sense? You speak it into existence. Ladies, think about this. Let's say you're in a relationship and you have a son, you're a single mother, and you tell that young son, because you had a dispute with the father, and you tell that young son, you are going to grow up to be no good, just like your father. You'll never amount to anything. You will be worthless. What happens to that son? Because you spoke it. Now, the tongue controls the speech center of the brain. Whatever you send up to the mind, the body begins to program itself to begin to act up on it. So if you continuously, with over 60,000 thoughts we have today, over 60,000 throughout the day, and most half of them are negative, it begins to take root. When you hold a thought more than 3 seconds, it begins to take root into your mind. That's an inside job. So just for a moment, after a wonderful woman, dynamic woman, got up here and celebrating wonderful 3 years and all the things she's been doing in this wonderful business to empower women, and you're excited and want to support her, and you want to tell 10 other women about this wonderful event, I got up in just a few seconds and told you this possibility could be the last year. And your little faces just for a moment was stunned. So can you imagine what a virus can do? Can get in and affect an entire room and disarm you in just a second. It can take you off your game. It can take you off your dream. How many times you have a dream, you share it with someone, and they said, how dare you dream that way? How dare you think of quitting your job? How dare you think of stepping out there and trying to start your own business? And then it begins to get in your head. So here's what I want you to do. As I travel all over the world, and Sunday I'll be leaving to go to South Africa to talk to dynamic, empowered international women all over the world, and I'm going to tell them about you. But as I begin to sit on the plane, I'm looking as I'm sitting in first class because I believe that's where I need to be. I believe that's where I need to be where I travel, because you do believe you need to be in first class. That's where you need to be. And as I travel from different clients all over the world, I said to myself, you know, it is time that I start spring cleaning, start changing things around in my life. There's certain people and things that are not helping me grow. Say this to the person beside you: if it doesn't help you grow, it's got to go. It's got to go. It's got to go. It's got to go. Simply meaning, ladies, if you're holding on to that grudge, I know when George did something to you, you're still holding on to it. You haven't forgiven him. And what George did to you was in the early 1800s. Let it go. Let it go. Now, as I began to sit on the plane, I began to realize, I said, this is what I need to do. There are some people and friends and colleagues and peers in my life that are somewhat supportive. Let's put them in coach in my life. They'll ride in coach. There are others that are in your corner no matter what. They're supporting you when your name is across the headlines. They're your friends in the dark when the rest of the world steps out. Let's put them in first class. But you and I both know there are some folks in our life that we need to put on standby. Am I right? We need to put on standby. But here's what happens, and it affects our success. And you're wondering, well, Linda, what does this have to do about networking? I'm going to tell you, because it's an inside job. What happens is those people who need to be on standby, you allow them to be in first class. It messes up your game, because the mind can only think about one thing at one time. The mind can only hold one thought at one time. You are led by your most dominant thought. So therefore, when that negative energy is occupying your mind, there is no opportunity for what's great in store to come in. So you are allowing that negative energy to live rent-free in your mind. So you ever wonder, if you're sitting there, I wonder when Mr. Right would come along. I wonder when my knight in shining armor would come along. Well, if you're holding that negative thought, what someone did to you several years ago, your body and your disposition, your posture is that of negative. And guess what? A good thing is not going to come into a negative place. You don't want to mess, do you? You don't want to mess, right? So a good thing will not come in a negative place. So here's what happens. Your intentions in networking should be to relationship build. If you're going into the game, what can I get out of it for me? What can I do for me? What can I get out of it? You are missing the opportunity for the miracle. See, the powerful words in networking is when I meet you, as I met Bettina, we became sister friends. The first thing I said, how can I help you? The 5 most powerful words. How can I help you? What can I do to help make you successful? If it is your mission, and I challenge you to make it your mission to try to help at least 7 women empower their businesses within the next 12 months. I promise you it will begin to multiply. That's where the networking is. That's where the connection is. That's where the relationship is building. Do you imagine this, if 100 women got together and 100 women decide, let's put in $1,000 apiece. Let's begin to buy property. Let's begin to buy businesses. Let's begin to help and support other businesses that are struggling. Can you imagine how powerful we can be? Do you know how powerful you are as women? If we decide to stop shopping for 1 week, we will crash the entire economy. So as the story goes, when he created man, and therefore he put him to sleep, and then there was woman. Do you know why the men all pause? That's what menopause is. When the men all pause to allow us to become our glowing crown. So one of the things you want to do, your homework, begin to help embrace and empower 7 women. And it's not about me, it's all about you. I want you to look to the person in front of you, to the left of you, and say, it's not about me, it's all about you. I can't hear you.
It's all about you, and it's all about you.
Okay. Time out. Georgio, do we have any music, upbeat music or something that would get some things going here? Because they're not really getting it. I need something to get the blood. Ladies, stand up, please, stand up. Please stand up. Okay. I need something that'll get them. Okay, here's what I want you to do. I want you to turn towards the wall, towards my right, which will probably be towards your left. Turn that way, please. Okay, now for the person that's standing in front of you, could you please put your hands on their shoulders and give them a deep massage? And they said the dead cannot come alive. And give them a deep massage. Does it feel good? Does it feel good to you? Feel really good. Okay. Yeah. Some of you said, I'm really liking this. Now, when you give, it's so good to receive this, right? But you got to give back, right? Turn the other way. Somebody said, I wasn't through. Does that feel good? Now, for some of you who are uncomfortable to touch, that means how can you reach out and connect if you are uncomfortable just to reach out and touch the friend beside you? Now, give yourself a big round of applause. Yeah. That's what it's all about. Reaching out and touch. You said, I feel good. Some of you got some things waking in you that's been asleep a long time. So this is what it's all about. Thank you. When you begin to connect that way, that's reaching out. So don't talk to the people that you came in here with today. No. Don't talk to them. Meet 7 other women. Because you could talk to her later, find out what's happening on Oprah. Don't worry about that. Reach out for 7 other women. Now, the most dangerous thing that you can do in networking, which is so important, is that when you go out and you network and you're gathering your cards, what are you gathering your cards for? You know, people ask me, oh, can I have a card? Can I have a card? And I ask them, what are you going to use the card for? Tell me what? What you going to use as a toothpick? What you going to use it for? What are you going to use the card for? Well, I just thought you need to be specific and clear as to what you're networking for. Make sense? Because how many times you go home, you got a big old bag, your big old purse, and they're loaded with cards. Now, where did I meet her? And what did we talk about? What was I supposed to do? That's the first step. Be specific on your networking. I want you to imagine that those cards equal $100. Is that a good thing? So you're going to think about how you hand out that $100. Now, before you do that, when you are connecting with someone, and say to them, look, let me ask you this. Before I tell you anything about me, I want to find out what's important to you. Tell me about yourself. Tell me about your business. Number one, it will disarm them because everyone is used to telling about themselves. Here's what I do. Here's what I want. You got to do this. This is the best product on the earth. You got to get this. Whoa. Because it's all about them. Remember, it's all about the other person. So you're talking all this, and then you simply ask them, what does your business need to grow in the next 30 days? Tell you what, this is what I do. This is what I do for a living. Do you think perhaps what I do can empower what you do? Okay? So if I can help you be better at what you're doing and increase your business, would that be something you'd be interested in? Would you be interested in? Let's work together. Now let's make a commitment. For what I have to offer, if this will help you, when do you want to get started? The next week? The next 2 weeks? The next 30 days? Next within 6 months, and write that commitment on the back of your card. Somebody say to me, that makes sense. It makes sense. Write it on the back of your card and make that commitment. Now, here's the thing that's very important. Do not tell me that you're going to call me and you do not call me. There is fortune in your follow-up. Because if you don't follow up, I don't believe you'll follow through. Important? Okay, so that's what we want to do. I have a networking group called Sisterpreneur, and what we do, we are required, it is mandatory to be, when you be part of the group, you must do business with 3 people in the group. It's required. It's required. For those that are not used to networking, we send them out there to events and we teach them how to connect with people. We teach them how to build their business. In less than 6 months, we did over $500,000 in business contacts and contracts. Just with women coming together and connecting with each other. Is that powerful? So one of the things we're going to do, we're going to connect with 7 women today. Okay? And then you're going to find out from the 7 women, what other women do you know that can benefit from what you're doing? Because sometimes our help is within our reach and we don't know it. I never thought of that. When you begin to mastermind and you begin to develop a powerful team, there are some thoughts that you'll begin to learn that are right in front of you that you weren't thinking about. There are some thoughts that you'll begin to learn that are right in front of you that you weren't thinking about. Makes sense. That's what your mastermind group is. So gather those women, and let's say once a month we'll have a teleconference. Let's connect. Let's do lunch. That's your power lunch. Make sense? We don't have to talk about the talk shows or anything like that. You want to talk about what's the focus. And what we do in our group, we select 7 women, and we follow through till we make each woman successful. That's our commitment each year. Is that powerful? We're all agreed together to do this. Okay, so here's what we need to do. She's got to get so many customers so that she can go to the next level. Okay, or as a team, girls, we got this. Because you know, ladies, we can change the world. The hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. We can do this, right? So we could definitely save a woman's business. We can do this. So here's what we do. We take and develop. And so you've got 7 women who are obligated to go out and tell 20 other women, to bring 20 other women into someone's business and to make a purchase. Do you see the energy that's happening there? So she's excited. Okay, let's go to the next woman. Let's get her doing. I'm excited about doing these things. I'm excited about that. See, the little technique that I shared with you when I planted the information in your brain and I got into your head just for a few seconds, that's what happens, because what we do, we self-talk. I can't do this. I can't make it. You know, they were right. I should have never tried this as a business. And we begin to believe it because the subconscious does not know the difference between reality and falsehood and begins to take place. You begin to believe it. If you wake up in the morning, you say it's going to be one of those days, guess what? It's going to be one of those days. If you wake up in the morning and the coffee is cold and the tire is flat and you just found out that the dog needed braces, it's going to be one of those days. It's going to be one of those days. So you begin to change your mindset. When you have a prosperity mindset, absolutely no way can you ever be in poverty. Absolutely. It's guaranteed. No way. If you have a prosperity mindset. But if you have a poverty mindset, everything you talk, everything you speak, every way you walk becomes negative, and that energy draw. You ever wonder why you keep drawing certain people around you? It's the energy that you're transforming. Make sense? So if you want to connect with those women and draw that kind of energy around you, you've got to become that kind of energy, right? Makes sense. So of course we're going to connect with 7 people. Okay, we're going to perform a mastermind or develop a mastermind group. Okay, 3 or 4 women that you want to connect with, and you want to commit to helping 7 women this year. It could be just a little purchase. It could be sending a referral to someone. It could be uplifting someone. I travel all over the world, and what I do, I teach people how to sell timeshare. And if you ever been on a timeshare presentation, has everyone ever been on a timeshare presentation? And no one wakes up in the morning and says, you know, honey, I think we'll just go out and buy a condo. Nobody does that. Well, they wake up in the morning, they say, let's go get the free gift on the presentation. And so what I do, I train people to be able to extract $45,000 to $50,000 from your pocket, and you had no idea that you were going to make that purchase. And the way you do it is the same way that you do it in networking. In order to be able to get business from someone and connect with someone, it's not necessarily getting to the mind, because sales is 94% emotional, and we justify it with 6% logic. It's getting to the heart. Once you get to the heart, so if you're selling a healthcare product, rather than tell me everything that the product does, yeah, I hear that. I hear statistics. I hear all that. What you would find out, what's important to me, what moves my world. So if you're talking to me and you're selling healthcare products and you ask me, well, Linda, tell me about your life. And I'll simply say to you, I just lost my mother 2.5 years ago to complications from diabetes and heart disease. And it worries me. So if you're saying to me, Linda, are you concerned if someone else in your life and your family can be afflicted with diabetes? If there was something to be able to help them, would you want that for them? Of course, I'm going to say yes. Linda, if there's a product that I can show you that perhaps can help you or your family, would you be interested? That's how you create the relationship. Does that make sense? That's how you do that. But when you come and give me statistics and tell her what it's all about, it's not about me. It's all about you, because what you're trying to do is sell something to me, and you have not found out what's important to me. Make sense? Are we getting this? So now for those of you who may be in network marketing or selling products or services and you're trying to connect, I want you to begin to build relationships instead of here by day, fly by night customers. Build relationships. That's getting to the heart. If you had a personal coach to be able to work with you and take your business, guaranteed to increase your business to the next level, how many of you would be interested in that? Okay. The opportunity is there for you. That's what I do. That's what I do. And then right, Cheryl, that's what I do. I consult with women all over the world. But let me tell you, one of the things that you need to do is to make sure whatever you've got going, whatever you're networking on, there's a special pizzazz about it. There's a wow about it. There's an excitement about it. Because we like show business, right? All business is show business. We like show business. Let me tell you, in 1994, I had a chance to author a cookbook, and I was trying to go around the world trying to teach everybody how to eat healthy. Eat really healthy, the holistic way. Eat healthy. So I knew from a marketing background, well, I can't how to eat the healthy way. It's not going to buy any book. The people's not going to sell it, right? They're not going to buy it. So I came up with a title called Scrumptious Recipes for Sizzling Sex. Now, for some of you, I know it's been a while. That's why it's taken a long time for you, okay? And it was a wonderful feeling because I sold over 50,000 copies of the book, self-published, gave away a lot of money to charity. And one of the things, I was on over 400 radio, TV talk shows, and I came up with a love shake called Kava Kava Boom Boom. And can you imagine the radio DJs on the air says, hey, we've got the Sexergizer. See, that's what I did. So you got to have a tag, something exciting, so the people start creating buzz about you. See, you want to do what you do so well that everyone else is talking about you. You've got your marketing team out there. So when someone says, oh, I need someone that's good on networking, who can I call? If I need someone who's good in products on this, who can I call? Or someone who's good in putting women together, call Bettina, who can I call? So the Kava Kava Boom Boom Love Shake, can you imagine on the radio? And I'm saying, now look, gentlemen, I know that you believe this is a cookbook that's designed for women, but I do want you to know there's something special for you too. On page 21 in my book, there's a special recipe. There is something in your refrigerator that will help you sustain your, I know I'm running out of time right now, and here's my toll-free number. Now, can you imagine? Can you imagine? So that's the excitement that makes you want to get people to be drawn to you. Make sense? Make sense? So you need to begin to start changing your networking style. You need to begin to start giving. And one little thing I want you to remember. I want you to remember this. When you give, you forget. When you receive, you remember. You remember. You remember. I'm excited about the opportunity to be here. I'm excited when Bettina asked me, she says, Linda, can you please come and be a part of this? Absolutely. Because of what she's doing. For what she's doing. And my dreams and my wishes are for her. I'm going to continue to support you. We just received, our organization, a $500,000 grant to be able to sow into the lives of women. And for those who are interested in sharing in the pie, because, I give money away all the time. I love to give money away. But I want to share something with you so that you can continue to grow. And for those of you later on who are interested in my book, I have a book called Conversations on Success. It goes to my non-for-profit foundation where we give sister grants to women. But I want you to think about this. On June the 4th, 1996, I went into the hospital to have minor surgery. The anesthesiologist gave me an overdose of drugs. I was in a coma for 7 days. My heart stopped for 60 seconds. My family was preparing for a funeral. They called the chaplain in, and when they called the chaplain in, things are looking grim. They called my pastor of the church to prepare for a funeral because I'm not supposed to be here. But when you are put on earth for a purpose and your purpose is not fulfilled, you can't leave because you're destined. So I want you to consider every minute of your life as something precious, as a miracle. There are 31,546,000 seconds in a year. You've only got 1 minute, 60 seconds in it forced upon you. Didn't seek it, didn't choose it, but it's up to us to use it. It's only a tiny little minute, but your entire future is in it. I thank you.
Welcome back, everyone. We're at the Your Total Business Makeover here, and we've got Linda Clemmons out of Indianapolis here from Sisterpreneur Incorporated. So, Linda, thank you so much for coming, and I want to ask you, how do we get the Kava Kava Boom Boom? And tell me a little bit about where that money goes.
Let me tell you, first of all, my book that I'm selling today is Conversations on Success. And I'm in the book with Deepak Chopra, Mark Victor Hansen. And my cookbook, Scrumptious Recipes for Sizzling Sex, what I do, because the proceeds from the other book goes to my foundation, Sisterpreneur. And what we do, we grant sister grants to women all over the country to help them, that little seed that they need to help start their business, anywhere from $2,500 to $5,000 that could make a difference for us putting together payroll or just getting the supplies that they need. Now what I do, because people are asking me to bring out the book Kava Kava Boom Boom, once I sold 50,000 copies, I was feeling pretty good about myself. That was it. But what I do is I do have the recipe cards, which they can get those, that I can mail them a copy of the recipe cards with the famous Kava Kava Boom Boom Love Shake. But what's most important, it has the next best thing to sex candy in there. Oh, healthy, and it's healthy.
And it's healthy. Oh, my gosh. Well, another thing I wanted you to talk about is what's the plans for you? And I know you and I are going to go down in November to an awesome, awesome event that's really targeting for us the sponsors that it's going to take to get the shows that we're producing on the road to success. So tell me a little bit about that.
Well, it's the summit, and it's one of the largest events for women who are in business, who are trying to empower their business. But first of all, before I go into that, I want to say about you, Bettina, one of the reasons for your success and your success that is growing is because you are obedient. You're obedient. You listen to the higher voice, you listen to that inner voice, and you listen to wisdom. Now, one of the things, I invited you to attend a wonderful conference in Virginia. You had no idea what it was about, because I knew what your vision and your purpose and your mission was. I said, you simply need to be there and trust me, and you were there, and you were able to meet a lot of dynamic women. The conference, the summit that's taking place November the 15th through the 17th, you have some of your larger corporations from all over the world, all over the nation, power women who are there to make decisions and to partner with you in helping your business grow. So if you're that individual who's been trying to get into a large department store or a large chain, be it a Walmart or Microsoft or whoever, who you're trying to, the American Airlines, or no, it doesn't matter. They are there to connect with you and to be able to talk to women who are CEOs, who've went through the ranks, and to be able to share with you. I love learning from others' experiences, because we don't have to make those mistakes. So it's a wonderful opportunity for the women.
Well, I'm going to be there.
You're going to be there.
And how we got to that, how I got to the one place that we went to that she mentioned, I actually overheard her having a conversation with a friend of mine. And she said, I've got your application. I need you to fill this out. And I go, where's mine? I want to go to this too. If Cheryl's going to be there, I need to be there. And Cheryl didn't make it there, but through the grace of God, I got there. And it's like that. So when I say you got to be there, you got to be there. So here we're going to come to that.
One of the things that I want to encourage the women out here, because I do a lot of coaching and I travel around the world as a speaker and a trainer. And I have a lot of women that say to me, I need help on this. I need help on my approach in putting together my marketing plan, or selling not just myself, but my product and services. And what I try to do is coach women. And I'm really hands-on. I'm like a mama coach. That's why I can only take so many clients, because I can't let them go. I'm like a mama coach. But what happens, women begin to see themselves grow in their business and in their personal lives. And that's a good feeling.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can't wait for us to reunite in the next city. And where is this going to be?
In Washington, D.C.
In Washington, D.C.
Hotel. Yes,
all right.
It's going to be wonderful. I've got coming up, if I can share this, a wonderful empowerment conference for women that's coming up the last weekend in October. And what we do, it's like a boot camp. We get you in, and I just take your business, take what you're doing, and put together your blueprint plan for you to get out there and move on it in 90 days. And you are challenged. Not only you're challenged, you are rewarded financially if you do what you need to do. And women love it.
Oh,
they love it.
This ties really into the Total Business Makeover.
Yes.
The Total Business Makeover is a 6 to 8 week where you are inspired, not pushed, to success by matching you up with what you need to succeed. Incremental things. We're going to go to that part of the show when we return, but we're going to come up back with Marion York, one of the other powerful women in my life. And I want to say again, thank you so much, Linda, for coming. Thank you, audience, for being here. This has been a really great part of the day. And we'll be right back.